Conor. Me and you up here together, it's the old partnership once more. Conor, I was just wondering, interested, what qualities do you think you bring to the show tonight?
Well, Jim, normally around this country, I'm known as a bit of a slobber.
I agree with that.
Tonight is going to be no different. I'm going to rail everybody up unless they vote for me. And maybe you have to vote for me. I can't still read this up.
Nola, what qualities do you think this man brings to the party?
Well, he's known as a celebrity about the place. So what that says, you know, in the future he might have a bit of money about him, so stick with him.
I was just thinking about that there. Conor, with his reputation, and Trigger with his reputation in McLinn's. If the two of you stay together, I'm just dreading what the offspring would be. Conor, tell me this. You're normally on this side of the mic. What made you come along tonight and be a contestant?
Well, Big Vincent there won the Jason News. And he went away to Australia and lived off of Spain for a year. So I said to myself, I can maybe win the Hunt for the Hunk. And maybe I'll globe-trot the world and see all the women that are going. And a bit like Claire, probably go home with nobody, you know.
I have a different theory on that one, Conor. Patsy come and asked me when I do come here, and then you panicked and you thought I'm going to have to pay in and I don't take part. I believe you a wee bit of party piece put together for us.
Hi.
You going to give it a go?
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Nola. He's Keegan's best cooked on him.
Well, how you all doing? Keeping alright? I have a bit of a poem to tell you all. But I think first, I need to acknowledge 2 or 3 people that are here, you know. I see Big John Henderson. Now, I'm surprised to see John here because the last time I seen him, he was photographed in the Examiner with a Sarsfields coat on him. There was no Photoshop, no can lies. Now, I was looking around the room earlier on, I seen, you know, 1 or 2 Sarsfields players there as well. I was saying to myself, Mick Holland were a Hartig, only retired this year. And what would it have been like, you know, if I had got the chance myself to commentate on the Sarsfields against Cullebill in the intermediate final, which we won, by the way, John. We won it. With your coat on. And I think it might have been, you know, a bit like this. So the ball is thrown in here, it's high and knocked down by Big Brian Lavely. He knocks it down to Emmett Mully. He drives it in high to big number 14, Eamon McJohn. He flicks it through to Thomas McAlinden. That's Thomas, son of Brian and Joan. He's got 3 sisters. They go by the names of Magdalene, Grania and Catherine. He takes the ball and flicks it on past the Cullebill goalkeeper, and the Sarsfields are up in 14 seconds by a goal. And then, you know, you can imagine what it would have been like in the middle of the match as well. And here, all the way from Chappamore in County Limerick, it's Big James Carmody. He's taken off by the managers, and he comes off to a roaring and rapturous applause. Last time we heard a roar like that in Delhi Trasna was when Liam Murray announced his retirement from senior football. And then, as the match went on, you can imagine the final whistle approached, and what would you say? The Sarsfields are leading here 115 to 11 points. I'm telling you, if you didn't believe in miracles, believe them now. If you believed that Patsy Donnelly could lead this team to an intermediate championship, you would have believed anything. Our Lord himself could have turned water into wine, but he couldn't have won a championship for this Sarsfields team. The only man who could have done it was himself, Patsy Donnelly. So I'd say, before I go anywhere, I'd better start this poem. Before I lose the run myself. This is a poem done from the perspective of an Irish cricket boy around the country. Now, there's not too many of them in this country, like. I don't know where I got the inspiration for it, but it could be any of them. You know, there's 2 or 3 of them, there could be any of them.
That's it.
So the poem, it goes a bit like this, and it's called I Could Laugh. Do you know, I could laugh at these young fellas running into the town, drinking all night and acting the clown. If they're not in the Ashbourne, they're sitting in the Bay Hall, and then they wonder why they're shit at football. Many eldest boy one morning wouldn't get up out of bed, because from the night before had an awful sore head. So the alarm clock buzzed up on the shelf, and he went down to the club and made a cunt of himself. So later that morning, he comes back in through the door, and I says to him, well, what was the score? He says, beat by 10 points, and I was shite. I says, sure, what do you expect? Slap and drink in you all night. So he said he was midfield, playing beside playing juice, and I says to him, well, was he any use? He said he can tackle, nor kick, nor shoot, nor block. He'd slap round the head with a Coke can in a sock. But you see, what everybody didn't know was that earlier that day, I went up to the match. I think it was Mullinawn away. And when I got to the ground, I looked for our boy on the line. But he wasn't there. He was starting. And he was wearing number 9. But all of my optimism and hope for a win went downhill when he cramped just after throw-in. So was I sat at the match and admired Donny Green's tan. The Sarsfields got a goal, full forward Neil McCann. And we're a couple of points up and we looked to score bet until our boy dropped the ball straight into his own net. So then we were down to 6, then 7, then 8, and I turned on my heels and went straight to the gate. I was sick through my stomach and sick into my bones. We were nearly as bad as the unsharpened tones. You see, it wasn't like that back in 1965 when I was young and fit and fresh and alive. I could have roasted a defender and, you know, done all the rest. I was brilliant, the Sarsfield's own Georgie Best. But as I aged, I got crooked, even star, the wife says, when I think about the right bags playing Gaelic these days. So anyway, when it comes to this B team and their own manager, Danny Breen, Big Philly maintains they're the worst he has ever seen. He says, for all they do is slobber and shout and make noise. As I told you before, I could laugh at these boys. Thank you.